first of all, I'd like to thank my friend Harold Zeman for inviting me here today. And I think we should all say thank you to him. He has always had a major amount of support to me. When he first met me, he had to then go back to his friends and say, I met this amazing artist. She's fantastic, she's sexy, she's funny, she's brilliant, she's intelligent, she's amazing. I really like her. I can't say this in German or any other language, but he had that kind of energy with him. He said, I met this fantastic woman. She's really good. And then afterwards he said, I've just given up. And I said, why? The arguments got too much. With the curators, with the museum people, with everyone. And now I'm here in Bern, in his hometown and Ingeborg's hometown. And I thank you all, and I thank Harold for inviting me here. And if you have a message to a ghost that could be floating around, or to a fantastic spirit, I would like to thank him for all the support he gave me when no one else was there, when he thought I was a good artist, and he kept pushing me, and it's brilliant. So can we just say hello? Good. I said that way because I didn't want to be sentimental, but what I would like to say is, as a ghost follows into another spirit, Kathleen has done a wonderful job here. She's irritated me with her tears. I've irritated her with my anger, but I think together we've done a really fantastic show. And she's a different kind of curator. She's sweet, she's lovely, she has no ego. Yes, you do. You have lots of ego. So I want us all to have a really great time tonight. Look at the show, and if you have a chance to come back, try and look at the intimate works, look at the writing, read the magazine that Kathleen has done. It is so fantastic and so funny. I'm supposed to be such a pop star, superstar, so she decided to make me into a fashion magazine. This is such a cool idea, because it means that teenagers will be happy to carry off a gallery catalogue without realising.
So the first idea to bring Tracey Emin to Bern, Switzerland, was when I prepared my first show in this art museum of Bern. It was a show about the autobiographical in art, and of course I must have had the bed in this exposition, but I couldn't have it because they were preparing this solo show, this retrospective by Tracey Emin. And then I asked, where is it going to be and how long is it going to be, because I thought maybe I'd just make my exhibition a bit later, and then I could still have the bed, but I couldn't. There was no chance, and then I kept asking, and I realized that maybe I could get the whole show over to Bern. It was put together by Patrick Elliott of the National Scottish Gallery of Modern Art in Edinburgh, and he worked 3 years on it, and it was the idea to really put the retrospective together, which is still at the tender age because the artist is only 46 years old. So he prepared the show together with Tracey, and we took it over from Edinburgh, and of course we had to adapt it to our rooms, to our spaces. I'm sure you've seen all the films on YouTube, you heard about her, and I think what I can say is that the whole tension that is in her art, that is between tenderness and softness, but also the shouting, the hurling, the aggressivity is also in her person. What is absolutely amazing is when you see her very early work, the work that she didn't destroy, which is from 1993, you realize how she started there with documents, family photographs, photo albums, and it develops in many different areas, in many different directions. So she made her first blanket there, she sewn it, she put words on it, and then she progressed from there. It's like she tried every media, every technique, and this is very interesting for me. I didn't know that about her. She also made wooden sculptures, she makes Polaroid photographs, she makes films, she makes big installations, so there is really a variety that I didn't know and that developed continually. A lot of artists do that. It's like, I think they have their own ideas where the actual starting point from their career is, and then they don't want other people to see what they did before. Sometimes it's also just to free yourself, to make a new start, to make an actual beginning. But you see that in a lot of artistic careers. What is interesting about her, and this also shows that she's not some naive, some person, some emotional person, is that she's very calculative, very calculated. She took photographs from all the works that she destroyed, so you can still see what kind of development she did in the school during her academy years, and what kind of artistic influences she worked with. She left school very early, at 13. She didn't finish school, and she read it very much later on, because with not having a proper school diploma, she couldn't go to academy. So she tried a fashion school first, but then she kind of got bored. She realized it's not her stuff, and then she went to a special art college who would also accept people with no diploma, just when they bring their works, and they would decide on that on. And then she made the Royal College of Art, which she describes as her 3 saddest years of her life. But she's not a naive, she's not an autodidact, she's really a person with an artistic training, and you can really see that in her art. For us, for our museum, it is also very important to underline that it's not just about getting a big name to Bern, but that we really want people to interact with this art, to have a good look at it, and to discuss this art. So we organized a symposium with young researchers, art historians, to really talk about that art in front of these artworks, which is special. Most of the people only know these artworks from books and catalogs. So this is very important for us, and we also have a talk among business women, because we think even for a successful artist like Tracey Emin, there are still kind of limits for a woman which are different than for a man, for a male artist, and we want very successful business women to discuss that. So we try to come from different angle to that phenomenon, Tracey Emin.